You are listening to the NPZ Law Firm Show. Immigration woes, visa serve nos. US and Canadian immigration and nationality lawyers who speak your language.
Welcome back. I'm Vijaya, understanding immigration law and what it means for you with lawyers from the NPZ Law Group, a full-service immigration nationality law firm right here in New Jersey, New York, Indiana, India, and Canada. And David Knockman joins me again. He's the founder and managing attorney at NPZ. And David, you know, the last few weeks have been a little troubling for a lot of folks on H-1B because of the series of massive layoffs that have been announced. Now, in this situation, what is the advice that you can give H-1B holders who have been laid off?
So the use of the word troubling is probably a good one, but I think tumultuous may be a little better, because I've heard a lot of folks have been laid off in the IT field at a lot of the high-tech companies. And so, you know, what does that signal? Well, it signals a few things. I mean, there are a couple of things I think that we need to be aware of. One is that if you're laid off, you have a 60-day grace period. During that grace period, you could do something to rectify your status. One of the very common things that we do is we change an individual's status from H-1B to B-1, B-2 by filing an I-539 application. That can be done online and usually needs to be done within that 60-day grace period. And then if they, that gives them a little breathing room, usually about 6 months of breathing room. And then what they can do later on is change back from the B-1, B-2 to the H-1B if an H-1B sponsor comes, you know, for them. So that might be one possibility. If you know you're going to get laid off, and this is something that there's always planning that can be done. And so there's this methodology called concurrent H-1B. So if you feel that you're in a situation where you might get laid off, you can always file for a concurrent H-1B. And then if that primary H-1B falls away, you can always fall back on that secondary concurrent H-1B, use that to hold up your status, and then backfill later on with the new H-1B. So that's another thing. The most important thing, I think, for individuals who are getting laid off is see if you can delay the process as much as you possibly can.
Yes.
So one of the things to do is to make sure that you get pay stubs and to delay the process as much as you possibly can so that your termination date is as late as possible, which pushes out that 60-day grace period as much as possible. So the idea is to buy time. But what I tend to find is that when an individual is facing a layoff crisis and potential jeopardization of their status, the key is to get a qualified immigration lawyer involved to do strategic planning so that they can change or preserve their status, which would be the most important thing for them to keep their eye on so that they can stay in the United States and look for other potential opportunities.
Excellent. Thank you for that. That is going to be of great help to all of those folks affected by all of the layoffs. So thank you, David, and of course the entire team, Gagan and Snehal, for joining us today. Immigration woes, visa serve nos, and they are at hand where you are, nationwide with offices in New York, New Jersey, Indiana, India, and Florida. All you do is connect with them at 201-670-0006 or log on to visas